Yesterday I was talking about the wall. So the wall. I think that I was the people who are waiting in jail or those who are already committed to jail. I don't want to reward them, but they got to do something. Whether they've done any substance or any mental illness, that's something important for us to know. But during their time, I think that if they have done some serious, you know this, Kamala, but if they done something very severe, you put that in account if that individual could be put to work or not. Right. So, one of the things that I was thinking just right now was that if they are put to work, put them to work and make them do some heavy lifting. Okay, heavy work, uh, and make sure that the workers, the people who are working there, are separated, have different time zones. You know what I mean? They can get there and make their job easier. Does that make sense? Eh, and it doesn't matter how many people will have eyes on them. It's just as long as they don't bring anything back into the jail cells. Does that make sense? It's more important than that because yes, America needs to be protected. Yes, it does. And but we must have a very solid foundation on the wall. So, like I was talking yesterday, I think we can divide it by analyze the entirety of the whole thing and break it into parts, 6 parts, from severe to less severe, and well, you know, definitely add concrete and concrete blocks into the thing so it can be properly done. Uh, it's we want this to be the right way because we want to know who's in what their intentions are, and it's paramount to protect America. And I tell you, um, look, the old wall kind of shenanigans, you know, walls are important. Um, Making a joke about the situation, it's not. It's like it's just useless. So I know they're trying to get a reaction out of individuals, and it's just immaturity thing, and so making sure those guys are working. You have to have a cutoff situation from like severe, which I would think you guys can figure that out. Not to put those guys to work, but the guys who are kind of like lesser of, you know, but also making sure we have enough people watching over them to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, which is picking up the heavy stuff and continue building the wall. Okay. Now the kids that are in camps, I think that's not okay. I think that I have to figure out something else out, but that's okay. One more thing here. Oh, look, Jimmy Carter, Obama, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden. Those three, you three know what I'm talking about. I only want your finances to be 25% that you can use. Actually, 0.2025% each month. You're very rich people, and I would love to, nevertheless, you did something very, you did, on my book, you did something that you should have not done. And we all know that. It goes back to the same leads. And I'm a peaceful man. Not unless I'm taking care of myself. So, as you should too. Um, I know y'all listening to me, so yeah, thank you. Oh, been practicing. My tradition is getting better. My traditional hand. That's uh, my same grip also is getting. I'm feeling it. And if it wasn't for drums, music, well, that's one of the that's a part of the puzzle. But music saved my life. It did. Yeah. If it wasn't for music, well, just know that. Just know. And so, kids, if you're watching this, or if you have your own kids, do your very best to keep the kids away from any substance, drugs, unless it's prescribed by a doctor, which it's. I'm not gonna get there, but you know, um, those who work hard to earn that degree, um, yeah, um, money ain't everything, you know. Well, to me, what to me is everything is my health, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Um, those things are profound in my life and always have guided me to strive better on who I am. Um, I don't like calling names, but I got to. Sometimes I have to call it for what it is. And you know, when people are doing some heavy drugs, like cocaine, like heroin, all this stuff. Look, I'm not gonna end up in that. I'm telling you right now, and I'm knocking on wood. I know that better, but I'm gonna say this much: kids, don't do drugs. And at this point of life, you yourself must be taking care. If you're a parent, please take care of your children. All I ask that, give them some good guidance. You know, teach them, make them start thinking for themselves. At a young age, read to them, tell them that you love them, tell them that they're worth listening to. Look, homelessness is a real issue. I can't solve it all by myself. I have to get into connections with leaders in order for me to give the best that I can. Nonetheless, I don't want attachments. With people. That's the hardest thing because, certain people have attachments in the material world, the physical world, and yeah, I wanted to say that. Um, I made my workout, ate some good food, and I had my tea, um, and my vitamins. Always take your vitamins, whether it's vegetables or just extra vitamins. Unless, you see, there's certain things going on in life that we can't. I'm beginning to understand as a adult, and you know, I have to kind of meditate and relax. And look, I have I have different I spoke into different cultures, and the Chinese culture is it's a beautiful culture. Okay, nonetheless, I also believe that like any culture, it has its own um, goods and bads, right? And I'm not saying America is either. I am I am completely full aware of what's going on here, and I am doing my best to get back where I need to. And there's no promises. This is for me, only I. And taking certain videos out is just because, like a video talking about Donald and his behavior towards my people, and I try to understand his behavior, but I know who he is now because I am accepting him like a frog. Um, in fact, I get um, I see, and you know, look, our roads are just okay. I think that I haven't looked at the budget. I'm not going to speak on that about the infrastructure thing, but I have to work on some things on myself. I'm regrouping. I just fixed my computer. Apple, I'm disappointed that you're dropping the Intel. I'm disappointed. I'm really, I really do. I really do. And it's because, you know, you, you were doing some interesting stuff, weren't you? Some reverse engineering while you were gathering that, which is completely. See, that's the thing, and you talk about speed, which is not. Look, Apple products have their cons and pros. I'm not gonna get in there. I'm not Apple or PC or Linux. Yes, like my teacher used to say, which one do you prefer, Apple, PC? Yes. Each has its own. Do you know what I mean? Um, Nonetheless, I don't believe that certain things have its development. Uh, you know, corporations they're stuck in their money right now. And I'm knocking hustle. I'm not knocking any hustle. What I'm knocking is bad behavior. That's what I'm knocking. Excuse me. I have to laugh on that one. I'll knock bad behavior down. I tell you that. I tell you that. If you get to know me, I'll knock bad behavior out of you. And it's not because I don't want the best for you. I do. I do want the best for anyone, even my enemy. You know why? Because you teach me to be better. I don't want death upon anyone. Understood. But if you're acting like a you will understand what I mean. And it will remind you to keep your hands to yourself. Ain't that right, Mark? Not that Mark. But you know which Mark. Yeah, you mark me, I'll mark you. So, scars are not visible. But mine was. And I want you to remember that. Because you don't do that. Because I have long hair doesn't give you the right to touch me. Okay? Anyone You keep your 6 feet, or else. Bear with me here. I haven't figured out what to name this thing here. It's my new friend. I tell you, it's teaching me how to. When I was doing rifles, I tell you, I can do this all day long. But I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna make this motherfucker a badass. Sorry for the language here. I'm gonna make this stick a badass stick. Um, yeah, this stick is it's right there. This stick right here is my best friend. Exactly. You see, ain't nothing that we need to do. You know, we can get along, we can be respectful. I hope we can, because we're a civilized society. Although our primary instinct can come through, okay? And it's how we handle that. That is, that defines that person. Because you might, it tells a lot. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't tell you how blessed I am. You must count your blessings. Sometimes you feel like you're just in one little spot. Oh, I'd like to show you something. Oh, I was thinking about what we should do with the youngins who are in the campground. Like I said, they should be highly, highly encouraged. Highly encouraged to join the Air Force. Okay. Ah, look at that. What is that? Those are my private wings. There. I don't like to show too much, but yeah. Raise a shot, boy. Rockets. I'm looking at myself here and just like, man, this guy. Things that I've done for the community, things that I earned while in high school. And the concept is kind of the same. Oh, one last thing here. I got also a medal here, which I'm not going to show. You got to take pride in those, you know. So, one of the things I like to talk about here is that, you know, when you're going through some things, especially like you plan, right? So, here, you see that? Actually, I don't know. That little thing, I can't find the actual. Ah. Now this is fucking. Okay. Pardon me. Pardon the language. Here you go. This thing here, save my. I don't know if you can read that, but it says USA EA Co. 1945. And I got that from Craigslist as a free thing with the fishing gear, little portable fishing thing, which is, it does a job. But you know, it's vital. It's vital. It is vital to develop things. Our technology has hit huge leap bounds of advancements. Nonetheless, there has been individuals who have not really, and that's why certain, self included, will medicate on certain things, and affects the individual. I tell you, it affects the individual to pronounce. Even my family, from alcoholism to, um, you know, shooting. It's a real problem. Mental illness is a. I hope you can see that as a real thing. As mental illness gets really, really up there with people, and when people don't take that into account on what reality is, because they can only see one perspective, and their perspective thinks that they're right, because mine is not always right. I know that for a fact. I always been, and I've been wrong. I'm telling you that. Well, I've been wrong so many times. I I laugh, and I laugh because it it shows you have to be humble. That, you know real work takes time and process. Um, so one of the things I was gonna say here is that we should definitely ban the rifles, assault rifles. Period. Um, that you don't need that many bullets to defend yourself. Okay. Now the next thing is, it is important to bring the age of gun owners to 10 years in each state. And the reason is, which I was looking at the data, it's most of the homicides, most of the people who are between ages 18 and 21, those individuals can't handle. You just become an adult. And to tell you the truth, you're not real adult until you experience what life really is. And I experienced myself, my life. I mean, I don't want to give you too much detail. I mean, I was working on concrete, building houses with my dad and my uncle, pastor, and farming. I don't remember fixing too much cars. We had horses. We rode horses. I rode horses once. Um, we were a simple kind of family. And, I can tell you a lot of things about me, but I really not. It's more about the people who I care about, because, I had to realize the fundamental flaw of myself, which was being a judgmental, okay? And, you know, I will call out certain things. And if you're doing cocaine, those heavy stuff, like alcoholism, look, I'm really mitigating that situation. Okay. Um, and I'm seeing the reality of things. Like I said, I don't have all the answers. The other thing, um, if we can come to a comprehension of reality, but I think that is vital in the way we do business. We do things, not business, just do things. All right, money can always comes and goes. That's not the solution here. Yes, work ethic is paramount to our day-to-day life, and you might say, well, my work is different than yours, and that is totally okay. I I agree. Not everything is the same. I I I respect the freedom of speech. I really do. What I don't agree on is that you begin and creating situations where people could get hurt, right? So let's say if you say something, you don't think you're liable to that. If you believe that you're not, if you say something, you're not accountable of your own words, well, that creates an issue, right? So, see, making sure that you're in the right state of mind is important. Um, I find that the hard way. Mm, Luckily, the little knowledge that I had from chemistry class, I used that for myself. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying the education is not important. No, I don't. What I'm saying is that I seen things, and those things change that person's mind. Because technically, that is still those memories, those thoughts, the way you were brought up, still in your mind, physically, right? So you, so what I try to see the physical, the spirit, and the mind is that certain things attached to you, right? So your body takes, like physical body, takes the real thing of life. You know what I mean? And that's paramount. That's very very important, paramount. Um, to understand that because our physical body is also connected with our mind and our spirit. Spirit, something that we can't comprehend yet, right? We haven't gone up there. Well, I really not. But the mind and and the body tend to get caught up in things, right? So certain things, and it's difficult for that individual to move on. And I don't want to take it on. Pardon me. I won't take it on anyone. But if you did something wrong, yeah, you have to admit that as an adult. If you can't do that as an adult, um, then there's a real problem. Um, that's a real problem for anyone to admit something, and it's clearly what what we all have to realize in our life that I'm not running. I'm exercising and I'm taking care of myself. Um, from time to time, I run to get myself where I need to be. Yeah. You see, now Joe, I've been thinking about your behavior, and you talk about how you talk to the Kremlin, or AKA Putin. And I think you guys, I would love to see that stream. Both you stream, speak face to face, exactly like here, face to face. But we know that you're lying. Actually, you're not a liar, you're a manipulator. I know who you are. And I have to, I'll be uploading a different video where I discuss a lawyer that I hire. And I need that information back. And it should be properly because I went the right legal ways and never got help back. So it's either that or not. And you know, I don't want to. You see, I don't want to see that as a thing that you did. We're not okay. I'm not happy on the way my people being treated. at this moment in time. I am disgusted with how both Republicans and Democrats are utilizing such a behavior, my people, to their advantage. So for that, if you continue that way, your funds should be frozen. We don't do that to the kids. We don't do that to the families. We don't do that. So you keep at it, your funds will be frozen. Your financial funds will be frozen. I'm at this point that if you want to is just want to, if you really want things to change, then your way of acting, your manners, your character, and your, how would I put this, attitude will be one of the first things we all have to recognize. I don't want your baloney here. What I believe is that what you're doing is a disgrace to our history. And Tim Lu, I also know who the enemy is. You know, you're playing that audio. It's like you're making fun of my people, which I don't appreciate, especially coming from an Air Force individual. I was looking at your awards. I hope you still take pride in that. I really do. Because if you were once in the military, then I suggest you act like it. You know, I'm not happy with what has happened with the Asian community. I had to fix my computer. That was the first thing I had to do. He was fixing that computer. Because once I got that done, I could take care of things. I have had different classmates who were Asian community, and I have never been disrespectful to them. Never laughed at them or tried to be rude or mean to them. Um, I spoke to them with some rule on who I am. But whether you like that or not, that's none of my concern. If you want some truth, is that your behavior. I know what you're doing there. To this and that, but Tim Lu, I can't believe you went that low, and using the kids, but then again, you are a Republican, and I expect nothing less than that. It really shows your character, but that's what it is. You really want to solve the issues in life, but you start looking in. For real, Tim Lu, I hope you watch this video. And it's not that I don't see you for what you are. You done your service. You done that, and that's something to strive for. I appreciate that, but when we start putting the kids' involvement, that issue creates a dilemma with you, not with me, with you, because it's creating the dilemma of what are your intentions? Is it to gain notoriety, to be viewed as the hey, I had the video and make people. Is that what your intentions are? Because if that is your intention, you're a real your bar of whole thing just went down here. You see, um, I never treat your people like that. I'm being respectful. I'm minding my business. The Asian culture is beautiful culture. It has its, like I said, it has its and bads. I think that that is how to put this. It's profound. It's profound how you think I'm your enemy, but I am not. I'm not your enemy or your friend. I'm just a guidance. I am. I'm realizing that now. And you know, uh, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that you did that, but you know, you have your evil ways. People have evil ways, and if Buddha is listening to you, I hope that he listens to this and sees you and really sees that kind of situation. And it's not okay. Everything just happened with the kids there. It's not okay, especially with my people. Um, yeah. So, next topic. You said freedom of speech is important. That depends. It really depends. It really depends. It depends on what you really have to say. For real. What you really have to say. Um, some people say a lot of nonsense. Even I have got myself to talking about nonsense. And, you know, I'm doing well, taking care of things that I need to. And that's about it. Um, what else? You know, fixing the computer was taking some time to figure out here. But I fixed it and I'm glad I did. But I won't continue with this stuff. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Um, Look, it's vital for things to go a certain way. um, I'm getting rid of things. At this moment in time, I'm figuring some things out and just planning, baby. Just planning. Been working on the damn computer, which actually it works. Thank God. God. I thought for one moment it didn't work, and it was a cable that was disconnected. So yeah, got that done, and keep pushing forward, and you realize you got many blessings coming your way, and um, I'm not gonna give everything away. I just that's who I am. I can talk about enjoyment, and I love my haters. If you wanna laugh at me, if you wanna, you gotta love them, cause I only get better with time. See, I gotta whiten those teeth. I think I'm gonna clean up the little tooth first. You gotta clean up. Always do some investment in yourself. But also do some work. You see what I mean? All I can give you, do work, invest in yourself. Do work, invest in yourself, and teach those around you. Don't be, look, killing, carjacking, all the freaking malarkey. Like, I got my flaws, okay? I got my flaws. And for a year, I was homeless, as they call it. But I was traveling. I was traveling, I was traveling, I was traveling. Okay? I was traveling. I was traveling. I was traveling, I was traveling, I was traveling. And I was always near the water. And each morning over the summer was the best thing. I know, talking about being homeless, like, how the hell you were happy? Tell you, I didn't have nothing. I didn't have to worry about it. But, but I did my research. I did some research on things. I did some research on certain other things. Does that make sense? And I did the really hard labor work that no one would do during your sleeping hours. And or even when I was at the library, that's what I see. The library saved my ass. When I needed help, the library was there. I went there. This is me sleeping in my car at the time. Yeah, it was profound. It was profound. I mean, I tell you, summer freaking sucked. So the best way to stay cool off, the river. The river, baby. The river. If there's a river near, you can count me in. I'm like a fish. Swimming in there nonstop, baby. Even in the freezing cold water. You heard it right. Actually, freezing cold water is good for you. You've done your research. Actually, very good benefits in there. Actually, outstanding benefits. So, you know, you have to see that. You have to see that for yourself. Being alive, seeing people, you know, life is precious, and if you keep acting a certain way, you have to evaluate yourself and say, okay, you know, I was not going to talk about this, but it's important to realize that if a dog acts like, look, I used to have a pit bull. Pit bulls are amazing dogs. They're awesome. They're freaking awesome. However, they can be pain in the ass sometimes because they got a lot of energy. They need a lot of constant activity, and proper training. That is the key word. Proper training. Yeah, certain. I try not to blame the dog. I try to blame. I blame the owner. You see, so if a dog acts barky, 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 it's because the owner doesn't know how to train that dog. And it doesn't mean that that individual is wrong. It's just they just don't know how to be the leader of the dog. And it's a shame because you think the dogs. There is some decent people out there who care about pit bulls, yes, but there is people who doing bad things for the dogs in order to gain money, and that in itself, that's not business. That's animal cruelty. And that's like, yeah, I gone through my thing. Um, at this moment, I don't want to have dogs. I don't want to have anything. I completely want to be peaceful. You see, my my hearing, my hearing, very attuned to things, which is, tell you the truth, I don't see certain aspects of individuals coming my way and having a bad frequency. You see, um, yes, cannabis is bad for you. Um, and it's a hard substance to get off of. I'll tell you that much. And it's it has its good properties, right? Let's say you suffer a concussion, right? Or like oh, I would show you the test, but since I left it out in tilted way, a should have taken a damn picture. Um, it it showed all negatives from like opioid, THC. Let me see here. Look, look at that. I'm not sure we can see that. There's double lines, and my point is, or cocaine or meth, just in case, right? Just in case, just in case. You never know. But just in case, I like to cut every single thing, and yes, I left it tilted, so it erased the double lines. So there is double lines on both of them, but there is on each test. But now that I left it tilted, it was not the best thing. So I'll have to take another test to prove that is. But it was negative. My mom saw it. She knows, and I'm truthful. You see what I'm saying? I cocaine, man. I do 180 real quick. On my face. Um, you see, it's paramount of how we do things, and life is short to be miserable. It is, but to understand, um, to understand oneself, you really have to go in and say, dodge. You know, um, some people like money, some people like cars, some people like books, some people like porn, some people like women. And I'm realizing that I was, uh, you know, my pleasure's been up here, and I need to be around this area here. Chakra, another chakras. And you know, I know I'm cut into different topics, but it's things that I'm seeing and I've been writing. Yeah, writing's good. It's more than good. You know, it improves things. And then, if you think certain things are affecting you, just certain things you just don't say. And you can write it and then burn it. There are certain things I just didn't want. But abortion, it's a real thing. Um, what I don't condone is women saying, like I don't condone that. Like they candy. Watch a young woman, actually a young girl. She's not a woman. She's a stupid girl. Bragging about having an abortion, and that is really not. That's not. That's not cool. It really. It's. It's. But then yeah, you say freedom of speech. Damn. But damn. Um, you know, Donna, you telling people about the food thing. You expedite the food industry. I'll be talking about this topics here, but that was that was foul. Not just on us, the people, but the people behind you. You knew that you had to set up, and you knew that you did something wrong there before you left. You knew that it's Donna, you don't have all the answers, just like I don't. But I would say this to you, if I ever spoke to you, I think that you know we discussed about building the wall. My crime, if there is one, if you say illegals are all this and whatever, then I know who is behind this malarkey. Ain't that right, Joe? So I'm gonna get to my point here. Is that you know what you were gonna do with China, dumping them, you know, because I was reading about who you like, which was Reagan, which makes total sense on who you are now, and well, some parts, and I like I said, I'm dissecting you like a frog, and your anger comes from your childhood trauma. It does. I've been doing my shit, baby. I've been doing my work. My work is intense, but for the betterment of oneself. And yes, I've been getting some gray hair. I'm not sure if you can see. I don't know if that's a gray hair or not. I've been getting some gray hair because of that. Inner work. It's just lordy lord. And, you know, childhood trauma is real, man. Uh, Maybe you felt like you didn't have much attention. Kind of like me. Maybe you had an injury. Maybe you yourself just have hatred in your heart. You know, I went to I went to see what was I gonna say? I saw, I saw some effects on you, and you know, Donald, you're a decent man. You is. I assure you, you work, you work your ass off on things, and you feel like people have turned your back on you. But you did this to yourself, not anyone. Your anger, your anger was a severe thing. Yeah, you know, like I said to you, man, I don't want ill will towards anyone, but there is a distaste in my mouth after what you did here in America. And I think it's your bloodline that you think that certain people did something wrong. Yeah, you know, yes, tough love is important, man. I get it. I get it. You know, seeing your, um, you say boomers, the generation. I was looking up your word. And it's kind of like, you know, the word boomer. You know, I never really understood that until recently. And you've gone through some stuff with your parents. And, you know, every boomer has, which is profound. And I experienced some of that for 5 years and almost 6 years actually. And actually more than that. Yeah, more than 6 years. And it really made me realize that my parents were doing their best they could. Just like I will make my own mistakes. I don't think freedom of speech should be limited, not unless y'all need to chill out. Um, um, you know, if you want things to change, you have to see and see and see and keep searching till you're like, dude, you got a freaking beer. And tell you, it's technology is changing everything. Some people don't know. Start asking questions. Asking, and you go into a freaking rabbit hole and you realize, okay, that's enough. When it's enough, right? So, you know, I have been always a person of owning few things, and I know that I don't need it. In fact, I prefer not to have it. I also believe that to own things is what defines you. And so, if you have a big car, big mansion, that defines you. And you say, well, I want a big house. Yeah, that's all right. You want to protect yourself. Perfect. And that's that. I don't want to live in a, you know, in a big house, but I want to have a decent place and have certain things. You see what I mean? For the betterment of life, 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 individuals, not me or greedy. Okay, and what else? I have to say this. So the other day I went for a walk. I found a $2 bill. A $2 bill. A $2 bill. And it was kind of like uniquely folded. And inside of it, it was a white powder substance. Okay, I closed it back up and put it in my pocket. Went for my walk, came back home. I believe me. Yeah. So I put my gloves on. And I open it, right? And then I'm thinking, and like I'm trying, like I use a Q-tip and grab a little bit and just try to like smell it, you know? And then I realize I don't know how I end up touching it with the dollar when I open it, and my hands start itching. My hands start itching. Like what the hell? Then I realized this is something. Nah, I said okay. Well, I know who did this, so it's you know we know what kind of personalities we have here, right? And well, certain people don't want change, and change is hard. It's hard for all of us, dude. And some people need to work so you can sweat that crap out. You know what I mean? Because you keep doing the same thing over and over. What results do you expect? So, I went through my thing, and when I saw that dollar bill, I cleaned it up. Okay, I properly cleaned it up. But I never felt that in my fingers. It was like a tingling, itchy feeling. I went and washed my hands. I knew that that's what it is. And my grandma taught me better. Leave that shit alone. That's shit. I don't like cursing, but that's shit. Okay? That is shit. Shit, shit, shit. It's crap. And people wonder why they are in their situations. And, it's, yeah, unnecessary, useless, um, meaningless, and destructive. Of course, it could be used for something else, but some people helps them, and some people get hooked up on it. And like I said from the beginning of this video, do your best to stay away from the, the drugs if you're young, and if you are doing it, do me a favor for yourself, for your investment of your life. Stop it. There's a better route. It is. Learn as much as you can. Learn. Do your work. Learn. Be kind to one another. Be peaceful. But if someone brings bad energy and trying to do something, you got the right to defend your life. You do that. Don't let no. It don't matter if white, black, blue. What? I don't care. Someone wants to hurt you. You protect yourself as much as you can. And ultimately, that energy comes back to them and haunts them. And I am an advocate of mental illness. I tell you, mental illness is it's a serious thing. And certain men think it's a joke. And it is not. It's real. I have to live with it every day. I have to live with those around me have their issues, which I tell you, mine alone is enough. Myself alone is enough. And no, I'm good. The concealed weapon kind of ordeal. I think this is one of the things it's off topic, but before I go, I think that was not okay. I saw a guy shooting because the guy in front of him kind of like, or bumped him in the front, and then the guy in front of him, he started shooting at the windshield, and whether he knows this or not, those bullets didn't go straight. They kind of went straight and then bounced, kind of like bounced and then degree. So because they hit the glass, but these guys probably don't know that because they care more about their guns than anything like that, and their money. So, and those individuals are quite dangerous for society. So the conceal thing, certain people, it's getting to a gray area, and I don't believe you should be carrying a gun in your car because what's your intentions? What's the purpose? You know what I mean? Like, what's your purpose? What if you really, let's say you had an argument with someone else, and then you drove with your concealed weapon in your car, and you just took it out on someone, and you accidentally take a life. So tell me, either you're pro-life or you're not. Which one is it? You talk about abortions and stuff. That I came to a conclusion that I had to support that, and it's not because I come in conflict, right? But that is a paramount pro-life, and certain life don't deserve, right? So let me correct that. Certain things, life in itself is important. Y'all killing one another, through whether your crib blood or norteño sureño, or that really, it really destroys things. Okay, it really does. It really. It's not good. You say this guy came into this, and this. The guy is already dead, right? Or something really bad happened to him. And sometimes you have to remind them. So I was thinking about the 10 years, bring them up to 10. I think it's more like 12, to be honest. If you're watching this still, that's my honest truth. I think it would be more of 12, but 10 would be a definite amount. And it's because this certain youngsters are not. I'm not handling certain things. And when we don't deal with mental illness as a serious thing, then it's like I never really took that in consideration until I was forced to see that, and that individual who attacked me left it left a scar. Especially on certain individuals. It's vital that we can communicate, but the fighting thing, that won't work, you know. And it's because some people are hitting their limits, their points, their things, and you know, I know you're tracking me. I already know enough. I know what I need to know, and like, not that I don't want certain people to succeed. I am. I don't like when people take advantage of minorities. I really don't. And the next video I'll be uploading will be more of a discussion of how a quote unquote lawyer took advantage of my finances. And so, with that said, I yeah. With that said, it's not good. It's not good. You know, certain corporations need to be held accountable. Um, like Amazon, Mr. Jeff Bezos, you're a smart man. I have to give you that. You're a very smart man. And you're smart enough to copy me, which then brings me into more of analyzing myself. And then I have to analyze you because what you're doing. And you know, it's a shame. It is a little bit of a shame that you had to take some of my skills and put it into you. But it could also backfire. And yeah. You know, I think it's another thing I gotta talk about. You know, another topic I need to talk about is AOC and Elon Musk. Um, AOC, I think there is time for us to pass a bill for Puerto Rico to get their building to their whole thing taken care of. So with that said, I think it'd be a better plan if you had engineers and people you can speak to and kind of come with analyzation on how Puerto Rico and how the other thing that is going over there, and definitely build some more schools, some more churches, and yeah, that bill that helps Puerto Rico because when I was in jail, one of the guys his name was Ricardo, but they call him Rico. He was doing some heavy time, which I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. So, you know, it's like, yeah. So, um, yeah, pass that bill. That's the first thing, and then about the uh, Tesla. You keep a close eye on him, on Mr. Elon Musk. Don't fully trust this dude. Okay? Yeah. Don't trust him. Don't trust him that good. And so that is then, and yeah, make that bill decent enough, but make sure you guys have your thing in order. Kind of like a plan. Like I said, schools and water, kind of like the fundamental things right there, food and water, and schools. Uh, and make those guys start building things up. You know what I mean? Like have a better foundation of things, of houses and stuff. Because I know what it looks like there, kind of. But certain things just go the way they go. And we have to work together. But I don't want to continue with the fighting or arguing. That's not me. I think that proper speech is important. Other than that, heckling, bullying, or all that crap, no one got time for that. I don't got time for that. Sorry. And if you know what I'm talking about, Donna. Uh, you know, you could actually be in something potentially well, but that really kind of like the situation that I went through. It really taught me. It really taught me who you are, and you know, I will stay away from that. Actually, I have my commitment to stay the hell away from that, and it's because certain things just taught me to be better. Like, I don't want to be around your BS and tell you the truth. Education is important. It is. It's more important than ever. Oh, about the 2 year thing. I think it should be more like a 4 years, but the 2 years, if they have their GPA high enough, like 3.7 GPA. If you have a GPA, then the next years, the next 2 years, should be free if they maintain that, GPA average kind of ordeal. It's important, especially if they have, you know, we want the kids to motivate themselves to develop things, to get better training and not have disagree, not have, I want to focus on the science and the STEM. I think that's paramount to our lives. And more of things that we got to do as individuals to take care of our communities, our society, our country. Yes, you heard it right, our country. Because I live in it too. Yes, I live in it. I love America. We can have a disagreement on things. We can have that. We can have adult discussions. What we can't have is the constant saying that that person's right and that person's wrong. No. If you're not an individual, like me wearing a hat, saying that I support, I understand that, okay? I get it. Nonetheless, I'm not going to share much of my information with you. Certain things I can share. Everything else, kind of just, I'm focusing on my life. I'm not focusing on that Bitcoin ordeal. That only can go to an extent as an individual. And yes, it helps that person to get out of freaking debt. Okay, it does. And putting people in debt is not. It's a crack of shit. That's what I think. I think that people deserve the right to have earn their food, their water, and learn. And invention and education and improving our lives, improving everybody's life, not just me, but others. Leading, be an example, right? Um, Kids are looking up to us now, and I know you all gone through some stuff, and I tell you, we all have. And it's what you use that energy to make you a better person and say, okay, so, I went through this and said, oh, wow, how can I do the best out of it to help myself? And you say, okay, very well. We're getting things done. We're going forward. We're we're achieving greater things. And it's it's as serious as it gets. So I want to say in the channel here, in the video here, and it's, I can't. I'm not gonna discuss who I like or I don't like. I think that certain traits just started certain stuff that don't need to start. And you have to look at yourself as an individual. You do. You have to look at yourself as an individual and say, well, man, if I'm doing drugs, it's not gonna lead me to the life that I want to live, right? If I'm doing that, that's not gonna make things better. If I am putting diesel in my vehicle that takes gas, that's gonna ruin the engine. Um, you see, that is what we're speaking here now, and it's important to know that everything has its own place, and just like everything has its place, we must recycle things. Okay, a collection of things. It's what I speak of. You collect things. You collect things in your life. I don't want that. I just need that and fix that. I don't want to be constantly buying things, right? So I hope that was enough of a freaking video because I'm burned out of talking. I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you gain some knowledge out of this. You want to disregard that. I hope you gain some knowledge, and that was what I think for now.